organizations afflicted by factionalism and a habit of advocacy. The next process step is to frame the issue properly. Chapter 3 explains how our assumptions, goals, experiences, and expectations can influence how we frame a problem or issue and offers tips on preventing them from blocking a true perception of the problem. Chapter 4 is about seeking alternatives. Good decisions depend on alternative choices. Here, you will learn the characteristics of good alternatives and a method for generating them. The next step is to evaluate each one objectively. Chapter 5 describes tools you can use for that purpose: net present value, a prioritization matrix, a trade-off table, and the decision tree. It also describes several types of computer software you can enlist for the task of alternative evaluation. At this point in the process, you must make a choice. Even with evaluations of all the alternatives in hand, that choice isn't always easy, particularly when the decision is in the hands of a group. Chapter 6 offers 3 techniques for moving a group toward agreement on a decision and explains the first step of implementation that should follow. The remaining chapters consider the broader issues that impact decision quality. Chapter 7 tackles the thorny problem of uncertainty. Decisions are about the future, for which there are no facts. The information we routinely use in reaching decisions is often incomplete. This chapter offers a 3-step approach to dealing with uncertainty and describes several tactics you can use to minimize its effects. It also discusses how you can use your intuition in making serious choices clouded in uncertainty. Uncertainty isn't the only hazard faced by decision makers. They must also contend with their own foibles, behaviors, and mental habits that often result in bad choices. These include anchoring, overconfidence, false analogies, and a bias toward evidence that confirms one's own opinions. Chapter 8 takes up these foibles and offers tips on countering them. Chapter 9 follows with the discussion of social and organizational habits that produce the same damaging effects. The book's final chapter explains the things you can do to make your organization better at making decisions, and at all levels. These include training, practice, and the application of continuous improvement. Appendix A contains useful implementation tools, including a checklist designed to get your decision off to a good start. Appendix B explains the details of a number of financial tools you can use in evaluating alternatives, including a downloadable interactive tool for conducting break-even analysis. That tool and others used in the Harvard Business Essentials series are available at www.elearning.hbsp.org/businesstools. The content of decision-making draws heavily on a number of books, articles, and online publications of Harvard Business School publishing, in particular, the Making Business Decisions module of Harvard Manage Mentor, an online service. All other sources are noted with standard endnote citations. A number of individuals also contributed information or examples used in the text, in particular, David Matheson, George Labovitz, and Kim Wallace. Many thanks to them. 1. The decision process. 5 key steps. Key topics covered in this chapter: decision-making as a process, 5 process steps to good decisions. As a manager, you make decisions every day. Some are straightforward, such as determining which of your subordinates should be assigned to a particular project. Others are more complex, such as selecting a new supplier. Consider these 2 examples. The finance department is moving into new quarters, and Samantha, the department head, needs someone to represent finance on a company-wide space allocation team. For Samantha, this is a straightforward delegation decision. Which of her subordinates will be most effective in representing her department? That person must be assertive, must know how to work effectively with others, and must understand the space requirements of the finance department. Samantha knows her people and their capabilities very well. She also knows who can take on added responsibility. So tapping George for the job is an easy decision, and he is eager to accept the assignment. There will be consequences, of course. George will have less time to carry out his regular duties, but neither he nor his manager see this as a major problem. Not all decisions are that easy. Some involve trade